Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to our June event. This session is really exceptional. We have our lovely steering committee member, Mrs. Ghada Wasif, and the session is called Personalize, Animate, and Untangle Your Tools, right? This is Dr. Heba Othman, Nile TESOL LTC coordinator, and we have here on board Ms. Asma, our again steering committee member, and we have Mr. Muhammad. I think he didn't join yet, but he's on his way. So before starting, let me introduce you and give you a brief about Nile TESOL Special Interest Groups. The Nile TESOL Special Interest Groups are the lifeblood of the Nile TESOL. They are Nile TESOL tools to empower teachers all over the country. Together, these groups provide the means to ensure greater participation of individual membership in our professional organization. These SIGs are under the supervision and guidance of Mrs. Maha Hosni, the sixth chair, and of course Dr. Saneh Makhlouf, and she is the Nile TESOL president. As you all know, we have like different SIGs. We have teacher education SIGs, young learners SIGs, professional writing SIGs, SIG, and English for special purposes, literature, research, inclusive education, testing and assessment, and finally our SIG learning technologies. So now let's start by introducing our steering committee member and our lovely colleague, Mrs. Ghada Wasif. Mrs. Ghada, she is an ELT teacher, a teacher trainer, and LT6 steering committee member with more than 20 years of experience in the field of education. She worked as an English teacher and supervisor at various national American and IG schools in Egypt and abroad, and as a language instructor at various language institutes. She's a CELTA certified teacher from Cambridge Assessment English. She's also certified teacher trainer from Arizona State University. As I told you before, this session is really exceptional. You will gain a lot from this session. This session is an opportunity to leverage your digital tools to greater effect for getting a lucrative session. In this session, Ms. Ghada, she's going to walk you through Powtoon as an animation tool to liven up your session or your lessons and enrich their learning experience. Now, Mrs. Ghada, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot for the nice introduction, Dr. Heba. And thank you all for attending. It's really a pleasure for me. I hope, inshallah, it's going to be a useful, fruitful session for everyone. And let's start our evening together. Inshallah, hope you get the most of it. Firstly, I'll share a very short video in order to introduce the objectives of this session. So I will start sharing in a minute. If you can see my screen, would you please type 1 in the chat box? Great. Let's move. I wonder the sound is clear.
Yes, it is clear, Mrs. Ghada.
Right.
Go ahead.
generated using Powtoon.
Okay, so now it's time to ask you some questions on the previous short video. Who can please tell us one of the session's objectives? If you can, would you please raise a hand? Okay, who can tell us just one of the session's objectives?
ما يحضر السيشن دي قوي.
Thank you, Ms. Asma. Yes, elevate teachers' awareness of personalizing their classes. Another objective? Okay, so the objectives of this session is to encourage teachers to personalize their classes, their sessions. It is also an invitation to animate your sessions using technological tools like Powtoon. Also, one of the last objectives is to untangle your tools, your technological tools, especially after the Corona time and the pandemic. Teachers started to teach remotely, and some teachers also started to boost their use of technology in their classes. And I guess some of us are a bit confused which tool to use and when to use it and how to use it. So now I'm sharing my presentation. But before we go ahead to the presentation, we have a very quick activity. I will share a link in the chat box. Would you please get into this site in order to answer some easy questions? And still on the screen here, we have a QR code if you wish to use to log into the same page. So the link or the QR code on the screen leads to the same thing. So here I shared a link in the chat box if you wish to log in very quickly in order to have a very quick survey on the use of technology in classrooms. If you have logged into the website, would you please type 1? Great. So Ms. Marwa, can you see the first slide, the first question?
Yes, Ms. Red.
Great. Okay, so let's answer the first question together. If anyone is done answering question number 1, would you please type 2 in the chat box? Great. So now very quickly, let's move to question number 2. 100% of you thinks got the correct answer, said for tech tools should be used in each lesson. However, you'll change your mind after we get into the session, we go through it, because actually there is no specific number of tech tools that could be used in a session or should be used in a session. It is all according to the students' needs. So we got 33 people answered correctly. 33% got the correct answer. So let's move to the next question. Now it's time you reflect and tell us about your best tech ed tool. Good, we have received 4 answers so far. Waiting for the rest to join. What is the name of your best tech ed tool? Great, great, great. Okay, so as we can see here, there are varieties of tools starting from Peer Deck. Good. VideoLog, Kahoot, Quizzes, EduPuzzle, WordWall, Live Worksheet, Twinkle website, Nearpod. Yes, all these are very useful websites and applications and tech tool we can use in our classes. Thanks a lot for taking part in this quick survey, and it's time we go through the session. I'll start sharing in a minute. And here we go. I wonder if you can see my slides here on the screen.
Yes, of course.
Great. Okay. So as we said, the title of this session is Personalize, Animate, and Untangle Your Tools. What is meant by personalize your tool? And why should we personalize our learning experience? Actually, personalizing the learning is a student-centered approach to education. In this approach, classroom practices begin from understanding the students and the students' needs, and they have to dive through their own learning journey on their own with their peers. So, as we can see here, this approach is mainly focused on both students and teachers. From the students' perspective, students learn the skills and then they go beyond these skills, okay, in order to boost their autonomy. I mean, I encourage them to study on their own and to extend on whatever they are being taught. So students with a specific weakness, in this case, are able to learn without focusing on them in an embarrassing way. without the stigma of special ed or special needs or support classes. So I address the whole class at once. However, the tools are personalized to each and every student's needs. As for teachers, what is the rule for teachers when I personalize a class? With personalized teaching or learning, teachers provide a learning journey that tailors to their students. It tailors to their students' needs and their own interests. And then teachers would be able to focus their time more effectively. So those are some benefits from personalizing the classes. Let's have some examples. As we can see here, where do you think we could start personalizing our classes? Actually, it starts very early. We can start the process of personalization from the very beginning of the session or from the very beginning of the school year. Raise your hand if you have ever given your students a welcome card in the class. Raise your hand if you've ever given your student a welcome card in the class. Are you sure? How many teachers give their students welcome cards? A welcome card that you present at the very beginning of the year, wishing that they have a happy, fruitful year, school year. Yeah, sure, at the very beginning of the year. Good. And raise your hand if you have ever made an ID card for students in order to motivate them to be goal focused. For example, some teachers have created or create some ID cards with Sarah the engineer, Dr. Muhammad, and so on, according to their dream job. Of course, some of us did so as well. So all these tools can be used in a more personalized way by adding the student's photo. And what if the photo here is cartoonized? What if it is a caricature? Also on online classes, I think we use some GIF. Okay, excuse me if you can please mute yourselves. Miss Asma, Miss Heba, you can help with this. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so guys, we were saying that the personalization process starts really early in our class. And what is the result? You will build a strong, effective rapport with your students according to their dreams, needs, interests. So ID cards is a personalized tool to build this rapport. Here we go to an application that creates these beautiful cartoons and GIFs and caricatures. Actually, it is a mobile application. It is called Moment Count, and there are dozens of apps for free also on Google Store and App Store as well. So here, for example, my student Farida wasn't feeling really well, so the next day I had this for her. And here, the one with the boy saying no, this was to encourage the students to write about healthy and unhealthy food. And I have a student who dreams to join Harvard University, so I designed this photo for him. Let's have a closer look at these photos. And this was a congratulation on Ramadan for my students in grade 10. And I never imagined that they will be impressed with these tools. And here is, this was a gift card for one of my dearest students. So as you see now, what would the student feel when he sees that his teacher is so caring and he just created so personalized gift for them? And how would it feel when you start your lesson in an extraordinary way, and then you use these apps and these GIFs to encourage your students to take part in whatever conversations or whatever types of lessons. Okay, so this is the app, and you can easily download it. It's very simple and clear. It's not complicated at all. Okay, sorry, this is not related. So this is the app. It is called Moment Cam. Moment Cam. And I wanted also to tell you that in our own lessons, and teachers who teach online, they find it a bit challenges to give their students some gifts, and virtual gifts like this are really admirable and effective in the online sessions. So I highly recommend it. It will also encourage students and motivate them through the school year. Now, one other way to personalize learning is Minecraft. And when you hear the word Minecraft, I guess most of you are common with it. If you have ever heard of Minecraft, would you please raise a hand? If you have ever heard of Minecraft, raise the hand, please. Okay, so this game is very common among students of different ages. Even some adults and some teachers like it, which is really good. And in this game, students or let's say people build their own villages. And here is a photo from the website. Here is a village or a town where you can see some plants, some constructions, and there are invasions and defense and farms and so on. So you can say it is a word. So this game or this tool empowers unique and creative learning experiences for educators and students by providing an open word game, which promotes creativity, collaboration, problem solving, in an immersive environment where the only limit is your imagination. So it is a limitless tool that you can use to boost the students' imagination, and also it is a website and application on mobile. So as for Minecraft, actually there is an educational version, and here is the interface of the website. At educationminecraft.net, you can find thousands of resources for your students in different subjects, starting from language arts to climate sustainability, digital citizenship, social emotional, equity inclusion, art and design, history and culture. So as you see, it is limited. And here are some models of the lessons on Minecraft for English teachers. Here they can build a story setting. Here there is a fantasy writing, and here we have a shipwreck narrative. So try using this tool to create a very personalized experience, and some students feel bored of the lesson. You cannot motivate them. So this is a new way to motivate your students and personalize their experience as well. How to personalize their experience? Maybe you can ask them to build their own village. Maybe you can ask them to model for a farm, studying, discussing the properties of each plant if you are teaching science. And the ideas are, of course, very uncountable. There are uncountable ideas for this. So here is a very quick note, which is the difference between personalization, differentiation, and individualization. Personalization is a learner-focused process where the learner drives their own learning. Differentiation is that it is the teacher who provides instruction to the groups of learners. So in differentiation, you differentiate the instructions and you differentiate some of the questions that may be built on the very same material. Individualization, it is the teacher as well who provides instruction to an individual level. So for example, we can call support classes, this is a sort of individualization. One-to-one classes, this is also a sort of individualization. Differentiation, we have many differentiated sheets, we have many differentiated instructions to provide to our students of different maybe types of learning. As for personalization, you must push your learners to lead the process of education. Now, we have more elaboration on this, which is the difference between personalization, differentiation, individualization. However, I will postpone this till the end of the session if there is enough time, and still you will have access to this presentation as well as these sheets, inshallah, at the end of the session. So now, let's move back to the next step. So now we have finished the first step of our presentation, which is personalize. Now let's animate our lesson. So first question we ask ourselves, why should we animate? Why animation? Animation, it addresses multi-sensory teaching tool. I mean, when you use animation, students, just like I did in the very beginning of the session in the introduction here, we use the multi-sensory teaching tools like listening and visualizing. We also can hook the students very well as these sorts of motions, these movements, figures, shapes, characters, of course, they attract the students' attention, and even not necessarily young learners, also high school and middle school, and even adults are engaged to this sort of animation. It also boosts social emotional learning. Not only as I used it, sometimes we use it to make stories, sometimes we use it to ask students to solve a problem even. Those platforms encourage critical thinking. When you you show the students a video, an animated video about a problem, and ask them to suggest some solutions for it, which we call post-activity conversation, or even using the car, which is like, I'm sorry, which it is anyways, it's a methodology which it's a methodology, yes, it is choose a response. Yeah, you show them a video and ask them to use the CAR tool, which is they can choose a response to this video. It's like a situation where they are asked to find a solution or to say what would they do if they were in this situation. Animation also fulfills the KISS, which is keep it simple and short, which is keep it short and simple. So as you saw, the video in the beginning is only 1 minute 7 seconds, which is really short. However, it is simple and it is to the point. Animation creates effective, or it elevates the students' transformation. Transformation is when they take the learning experience from school, from inside the lesson to their own lives. And then they can easily reflect, create their own experience. So Powtoon is one of these tools, and here is the interface of the program or the website. You just type powtoon.com on Google and then you sign up. It has a free access, but still some of the features are premium. Like if you wish to take this animation video to YouTube or whatever platform, you need to simply get the premium version of the app. However, still there are very useful enough features on the free version. As you can see here, you either choose a template to edit or you create your own video from scratches. For me, I usually save my time using the templates. And I will show you here some of the videos I created for my students after we know more about what is Powtoon. So Powtoon is a professionally designed templates that help you create more video and visual content faster. It builds off the success over 30 million users worldwide in every kind of business and education as well. So it is not only used for education, it is also used for business and branding and marketing as well. So this is the first page you see when you use, this is Prezi, the one I'm using now. So Prezi is another tool as well. Okay, so now let's have a look at Powtoon as an animation tool. I'll start sharing. So as you can see, this is Powtoon. And here we choose a template. And here I can have, this is my toolbox where I have my Powtoons, the videos I created before. For example, I created 9 videos and I want to keep it a secret, but it's a bit time consuming when you create a very long lesson. So I highly recommend using the templates, and I also recommend using it for, you know, big terms, like grammar terms that you're sure you're gonna teach in different years, or that it is exposed to in different curriculums for curriculi. So can you see, as you can see here, for example, I created my curriculum vitae, my CV here. I created a video for my CV, and it's really, really valuable when you apply for a job using a video CV. It tells your employer how creative you are and how you can master technological tool. Also, here is, I'm gonna share this video with you. It is grammar. It is basically about present simple and present continuous in comparison. I wonder if you can see my video loading.
Yes, Ms. Reda, it's loading, yes.
Great. It is a bit longer video, that's why it has taken some time to load. And also I'm opening lots of applications at the moment. Okay. So until it loads, we can have some comments on Powtoon and how you can use it in your classes. Anybody wants to reflect? Anybody wants to say something? Yes, I have some comments here. Yes, Ms. Riham Hilal says it's fabulous by all means. So Ms. Riham, do you wish to tell us how could you use it later in your classes?
Mrs. Ghada, if it's still loading, would you like me to share with me the link so I can just share it for you?
This is one of the privileges for the premium account. So I can only use my login to it.
Okay.
So there's no problem. Let's get something else to do until it is, yes, here we go. It is loaded finally. I wonder if the sound is clear as well.
Yes, the sound is clear.
Let's move.
Using.
So I guess it is engaging, isn't it? Okay. So this was one of the videos I used in my classes, and don't forget to integrate the video with some other ways, like address other types of students, like those kinesthetic students. You need to create other activities that require moving, creating, and so on. So you also can try doing something trying to use both of the experiences or both of the tools, sorry, we had in this session. Who had any ideas about mingling, integrating? Yeah, like integrating between both the moment cam application using photos of your own students and put them in the animated video to create a wonderful learning experience. Imagine how impressive and engaging it is when your students see themselves inside a video that you designed specifically for them. It would be really engaging for them, and I bet you will have a wonderful teaching experience you will never forget. A question, actually there is a time for questions and answers. However, as I told you, the free access of Powtoon doesn't allow you to share the videos on YouTube, and it doesn't allow you, unfortunately, to download the videos to your PC. However, there is a cloud on the website. As you see, this video was created long time ago and I modified it lately. Still, it is there. It is never deleted. It is never affected by anything. But still, you can go back to it anytime you need it, and you can share it whether at in a meeting or in a distant class, or in on the premises, or in at school. I mean, in a real class. There is also a Powtoon mobile application, but also not available for the free access. So now the session, which is untangle your tools. So guys, most of you already know a lot of tools, but it is a bit confusing, or say you feel like you're overwhelmed, you're immersed in tools, you don't know to use and what to use and what to use. So why, when, how?
Sorry guys, but I think we lost Mrs. Reda for a few seconds. She will be back inshallah. No worries. Okay, we're contacting her. I think it's internet connection. Miss Reda has some issues with her internet connection. We're really sorry for that. But you know, internet in Egypt. Okay, so till Mrs. Reda is back, let's reflect on the part that we had in the session. So guys, how can you make full use of the Powtoon or other applications that she used? Would you please raise your hand and unmute yourselves and talk? How can we use them in our classroom, whether online classroom or face-to-face classrooms? Oh, Miss Ghada is back, alhamdulillah. No worries. So we can make our session interactive? Yes. Miss Ghada, hello.
I
Miss Ghada,
had
hello.
some,
You're back again. Yes.
yeah, I had some tech issues.
No problem.
However, I will,
You can
I
reshare
will,
your screen
yeah,
now.
I will join. Yeah, I will be ready in a minute. So,
No problem. So guys, how many of you used Powtoon before in their classes? How many of you? No one? No one used it before?
So here I am from the PC again. I wonder,
Okay.
Heba, if you can make me a co-host.
I did.
Thank you so much. Great, great, great. So we have some people who experienced it before. Yes, would you like Shireen to tell us how was it?
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Hi, how are you?
Great.
Tell us
Great,
more
Doctor.
about your experience with it, please.
Powtoon is an amazing platform that we can make an interactive and animated videos. I used it in teaching grammar as your idea.
Great, great, great. Wonderful.
Grammar, it's amazing. It's and insert amazing and interesting. I also I used it in orientation, welcoming for the parents, and we upload in my school, and we upload this video on our website, and it's really beneficial. But unfortunately, I can't download it, so I screen recorded the video itself. Thank you.
And actually, there are many other tools that has the same idea, like Toonly, like so there are many video maker applications and tools. However, I find Powtoon pretty simple, and it helps me to use the templates. Miss Hende says it's a pleasure, Miss Hende, to have you. Of course, Miss Hende said she has never used it or read about it before. I think, Miss Hende, you're gonna use it more often in your next teaching experience, wouldn't you?
So it's time now, Mrs. Hen, to use it. After the session, it's time for you to use it, right?
Inshallah.
Definitely, yes. Okay.
Okay. So let's move to the last part as we started before I got this issue. So as we said, technology is a tool, not a teacher. And integrating technology into your teaching doesn't separate teaching from technology. So they are one part. You should use it smoothly. Don't let anyone of your students or learners feel like they are split between two different things. No, it's one unit. We also need to put technology into teaching. Don't shape teaching around technology. And of course, there is a big difference. There is a saying, a quote that says, if you want online learning to be effective, don't use it as e-learning, but drop the E. So just use it as a learning experience, a lesson. It is a lesson, okay? So here we have a tool that can help us better decide why, when, how, and what kind of technology, website, application, TED and tool to use. So
Sorry, Mrs.
this
Reda,
tool,
Mrs. Reda, are you sharing your screen?
I supposedly do. So let me make sure again. Thank you so much. So you mean the presentation is not showing up the same
No.
way again?
No, no, no.
Okay. What about it now?
Still no.
No problem. Okay. So I think it shows up like this.
Ah, yes.
Good. Okay. So as we can see again, there is a tool called PICRAT, P-I-C-R-A-T, PICRAT. PICRAT is a tool that helps teacher to decide why, when, how, and what kind of technology they should use. So firstly, let's know what is PICRAT. As we can say, there was a tool that was called RAT or RAT tool. This is the RAT tool. RAT tool is taken from as the three words: replacement, amplification, and transformation. Replacement, where you find technology serves merely as a different means to the same instructional end. For example, students in classrooms used to use pen and paper, and then you opened for them, or you asked them to submit their work as a Word document. So here we don't have any transformation for the teaching process. We only replaced the traditionally used tools. We replaced them with some technological tools. So in the replacement stage or level, tech serves merely as different means of the same tool. Now, amplification. Amplification, we find the technology increases efficiency and productivity without fundamental changes. So here you will find there is a bit of a change in the means, not in the product. So you can find, for example, students can type on Word faster. You can get the product in a more organized way. The handwriting is the better, and so on. But transformation is the highest level of using technology in classroom, where technology allows forms of instruction and the learning that we previously unconceivable. Okay, that were previously unconceivable. It means it created new chances for learning. Okay, so here we have again the PICRAT concept re-explained. So it is a technology integration model that holds that all technology users either amplify a passive interaction or creative relationship between the students and technology, as well as having a replacement, amplifying, or transformative effect on pedagogy. So as you can see here, we have also the PIC. P stands for passive, I stands for interactive, and C stands for creative. So guys, here we have two approaches. One approach is for teachers and one approach is for students. Okay, so why should we use it? We use PICRAT in order to make clear, compatible, fruitful lesson, to emphasize technology as a means of an end to an end. It also balances parsimony and comprehensiveness, and it focuses on students. So let's PICRAT. again, as we said, I wanna ask you a question. The question is, what does RAT stand for? Can you type in the chat box? Excellent, Ola. R is for replacement. A is for yes, I'm not sharing at the moment. R for replacement. T for well done, Nisriham, great job. Replacement, amplification, and transformation. Well done. And now I want to ask you, what does PIC stand for? Well done, passive, interactive, and creative. So which three letters are for teachers and which three letters are for students? So firstly, which are for teachers? RAT or PIC for teachers? Type in the chat box. RAT is for teachers, while P, exactly, Ms. Hind, well done. Yes, Marwa, great. Ola, well done. Yes, RAT is for teachers, while PIC for students. Okay, so now I'll start sharing again. I wonder if I'll try again to share the presentation, so please tell me if it works properly. Does it work properly? Can you see it now? Can you see my presentation at the moment? No. Okay. So here we go. Again, here we have a nice example. It shows how R for replacement. So let's imagine that the learning or teaching process is like a means of transportation, okay? So the original lesson is like a walk-in journey. So you went on a journey and you went on the journey on foot. Now, when you replaced it, you started using a cart. You know the cart? So instead of walking, you used a cart on the same road. Now, when you amplify, now instead of the cart, instead of the covered wagon or cart, now you use a car. So it leads you to your target faster, but still you're using the same road. Transformation is when you invent a flying car, for example. So now you transformed the original method into a completely new thing that was previously inconceivable. Sorry. Okay, so now here we have a picture, and let's see which picture here. It is a lesson. As for the first one, is it a passive, interactive, or creative? Type in the chat box. Do you think it's a passive, interactive, or creative way of teaching or method? Yes, it is passive because the student is only a listener. Well done, Marwa and Sarah. Thank you so much. Now, in the second photo, is it interactive or creative? Yes, type in the chat box, please. The second one here.
Mrs. Ghada, I just want to interrupt you, wallahi, but this is, can you can you please finalize, because we've been alive for 1 hour and 15 minutes, right?
Okay,
So,
I started to be long.
yes. So would you
Okay,
please,
so the second photo is interactive, and the last one is, of course, creative. We want them to create. Okay, so actually we are close to the end, and here we have the model so close. So as we said, we're gonna create this map or chart to pick rat, where we can find this vertically students' relationship to the technology used, passive or interactive or creative, and on the horizontal axis, we can find the teacher's use of technology. Does he replace? Does he amplify? Does he transform? And here we can find the PR, passive replace, which is not a fruitful way, passive amplify, passive transform. Then we have interactive replacement, interactive amplifies, interactive transform, creative replacement, creative amplifies, and the creative transform. And which one is it? PR, PA, PT, IR, IA, IT, CR, CA, CT is the teacher's highest target to say he got an awesome lesson. Would you please type 2 letters in the chat box from the chart you can see? Of course, it is CT. So CT means the teacher used his tech tools in a transformational use in or way, and the students got their outcomes in a creative way. So that is the highest level of performance in our classes. Okay, so that is the perfect point or target for both learners and teachers. Okay, so now, as I told you, we are so close to the end. Now we got our tools tidied up and we mastered it all, and let's get creative. This is the list of resources I used in this presentation. And still I planned for a Padlet application. However, I will postpone it. I'll send it to you and you can answer it after the session. However, I actually wanted you all please to fill in the form I'm gonna share in I'm gonna share a link in the chat box. I want you please to okay. I want you please to fill in this Google form where you can get all the resources and the material I used in this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and very sorry for being so long. I planned it to be like 45 minutes, however, time is usually deceiving. I wish you enjoyed it, and I inshallah wish we meet again in coming sessions. Would you like to ask any questions very quickly?
guys, if you have any question, you can type in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so thank you so much, Mrs. Ghada.
Again.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ghada, for this amazing, fabulous, what can I say, fruitful, no adjectives actually to describe your great session, right? And thank you so much for your tremendous effort. Guys, we were pleased to have you tonight, and we have this great session with Mrs. Ghada Wasif. And I hope you can all fill in. Did you all receive the link in the chat box? Yes, so would you please fill in the form as Mrs. Ghada advised, just to take and receive your the presentation, Mrs. Ghada? The
Yes,
presentation
exactly.
and
The
yes,
presentation and all the used resources and some research papers as well.
okay. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us. Stay tuned for our next webinars and sessions, inshallah. See you next time, inshallah. Have a lovely night. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ghada, Mr. Muhammad, and Miss Asma for being with us and helping and supporting. Thank you so much. Have a nice